Can we get much higher? So
What is up, guys? Welcome back to a new video, and this one is gonna be a kind of discussion, and we're basically gonna be talking about the importance of Utopia in Travis Scott's whole discography. How important is this album gonna be to this man? We're basically gonna be talking about what Utopia even is. We're gonna be talking about the current state of his career and where this album is gonna be falling and how it's gonna impact everything else around him. So yeah, let's go straight into it.
Yeah.
So first thing we're gonna do is discuss what is Utopia. Obviously everybody knows just the base level of what Utopia is. It's gonna be the next studio album that Travis Scott is gonna be releasing, and we are expecting it to be dropping at the end of June before the summer basically kicks off. We've been basically speculating Utopia since 2020 of July. He posted it on his Instagram. He basically said Utopia. That's when we all started the speculation, and since then we've been all talking about Utopia. Days, weeks, months have gone by. Utopia is getting way more hyped up, and everybody knows that Travis has not released a solo project at least since 2018 with Astroworld. This album is very anticipated. One of the reasons why I made this video is because, in my opinion, Utopia is not going to be really like any of the other albums Travis has had, mainly because of how big of an importance it is to his career. Just to start off with his whole discography, and let's look at how Utopia is going to fit in his discography if you just look at the sonics of everything. His first album was Rodeo. After that, we had Birds in the Trap. And one thing I really if you look at his whole discography and you just look at it, the one thing I'm going to say is that once we get from Rodeo and then we go to Birds, you could really tell he kind of took a little bit of a step back there. That's not really big of a debate. I mean, you can ask anybody. Rodeo is better than Birds in the Trap by probably a mile for me. Afterwards, we got Huncho Jack Huncho, and that album was, I won't say it was supposed to be critically acclaimed, because usually collab albums between artists are mainly just for the fun of it and what type of fun music they can make, not really serious music, unless it's two behemoths getting together. But I don't think Quavo is gonna be on Mount Rushmore of anything anytime soon. So Huncho Jack Huncho, I'll probably give him a pass. After that, we got Astroworld, and Astroworld obviously was probably one of his most critically acclaimed album right now. It's definitely his most mainstream album to date. If we kind of parallel the universe a little bit, from Rodeo to Birds, you can kind of tell that he took a step back. If you go Astroworld and then you go to Utopia, I don't expect him to take a step back. That's one thing I really don't expect him, and that's why I think Utopia is so important, is because you cannot take that step back. You're already so high up with Astroworld from just the streamings, from just how good the album was, sonically. I mean, if you go through Astroworld, you can't say there's too many skips, probably not a single one, and that's objective in my opinion. So basically what I'm trying to say is Travis can't make the same mistake he did with Rodeo, a really great timeless album, and then give us decent album afterwards. You can't really do that, in my opinion. That's just the type of pressure you're gonna have on your back.
I'm on that good cushion alcohol. I got some damn bitches I can call. What's that? I don't know what I would do.
Now, another reason why I think Utopia is going to be an extremely important, because if you look at the interview he did with CR Men's magazine back in 2021, he did kind of talk about what Utopia is just on a philosophical level. Medicine, nursing, being a better person, talking, language, communication, a utopian state. That's what my album is about. You think Utopia is a society where everything is good, health, building, architecture? Nah, it's just about proper lines of communication, because that's the dystopia shit we're in right now. All hate. All of that draws from what? Miscommunication, non-communication, non-understandable communication, ignorance to communication. So he's basically talking about Utopia being a My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, and that honestly to me is just insane. The fact that he's talking about conceptualizing this into a music, or just conceptualizing this into a body of work, is insane to me, and we have not really seen anything close to this from his past albums. I can't really say I can put this kind of same thinking in Astroworld. I didn't get that type of vibe. Definitely not on Birds. Maybe a little bit on Rodeo, a little bit. say it, but we haven't seen Travis go into an album with this type of mindset, so this is why I think it's also going to be very, very important. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is mainly just the songs that we're going to be getting on Utopia. Obviously, we've gotten some leaks, some snippets here and there, and I'm not going to be talking about those. I'm expecting to get a lot of impactful songs. Now, by impactful, I'm not meaning songs like Escape Plan or songs like God's Country, or I'm talking about we're going to need some Marie I'm Drunk level songs. We're going to need some Oh My Diss Side level type of songs. We're going to need some Stop Trying to Be God type of songs. We're gonna need some songs that we're generally gonna have to be having debates of if this is in his top 3 best songs, top 5 best songs in his whole discography. So now the other thing about that as well on the other side is music has changed a lot since Rodeo has came out. I really do think Travis now is looking more so on how the music is gonna be mainstream wise, more so than how it's gonna sound. Obviously that doesn't really help your music at the same time that it also kind of does too, because I don't think back then in 2015 Travis was thinking about I'm gonna need a mega hit on this album, like one of the songs here has to be hitting for the rest of these songs to be somewhat notable. That's kind of how the case is now, but I'm not gonna really say that's with Travis, because Travis is not that type of artist. Obviously he's had the track history of having very long developed thoughtful songs other than just like quick TikTok songs or shit like that. So I'm gonna say he's gonna have to find a good balance here with mainstream and great impactful songs basically. And honestly, if there's anybody in the game right now that's really good at balancing out those two things, it's Travis. I mean, he hasn't even released a project in 5 years and he's still averaging about 50 million monthly listeners on Spotify. So basically my final conclusion takeaway from this whole video is Utopia cannot be a step down from Astroworld. It has to be a level up. The songs we get from Utopia have to be extremely impactful to the point where we're gonna have to be debating if they're in his top 5 best songs, top 3, whatever. He's gonna have to show us that he's a completely different artist, because I don't really see us getting an Astroworld part 2. I don't think that's gonna be what Utopia is gonna be. I think Utopia is more so, and I'm gonna say this, I think it's more so gonna be a Days Before Rodeo part 2. I think it's gonna be a mainstream version of a Days Before Rodeo, which is exciting to me, because once you combine that mainstream sound with that really good underground sound, like if you just grab the great elements of Days Before Rodeo and you add that with catchiness, hooks, and all those, it's just never gonna fail. So I'm very excited for Utopia. Everybody is excited for Utopia. What do you guys think about Utopia? Do you guys think that this is gonna be extremely important to Travis? Not that important? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. It's been Daniel, and peace.